All right, welcome to the Culinary Magic with Alexandra, and welcome to the Culinary Magic of the Emirates cookbook. All my recipes on this channel are based on my cookbook, if they are Emirati recipes. All right, I hope you're on board, and if you're not on board, you'll be able to watch it a little later. Today, we're going to have a very special recipe, as always. It's always special. It's a rice recipe based on one of the stories mentioned in the cookbook. And it's called the Yamahi. The family is called Yahami, and Mariam, she gave me the recipe. It's in the book. Very simple, very easy, relatively quickly. It is such a delicious recipe. All right, how to cook Emirati rice. That's basically what we're coming down to. All right, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alexandra von Hahn. I'm the author of the cookbook, and I'm in Berlin, and I also cook from different areas around the world, especially in the UAE in the near future. All right, we're going to start with the rice. We're going to start with Basmati rice. This is Basmati rice. You're going to use any rice of your choice. However, in this case, we used Basmati rice. What you're going to do is use a colander and use 1.5 or 2 cups. You're going to base it on the recipe and rinse it until the water runs clear. That's exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so we've done step 1. The previous step, if you have time, you're going to pre-soak the rice for 30 minutes. If you don't have the time to pre-soak it, then go ahead and cook accordingly without the step of pre-soaking it. Okay, so what you're then going to do is boil the rice in a lot of water, which means double the amount of water, which means 2 to 1, 2 parts water, 1 part rice. And you're going to boil it until it's al dente. I'll show you in a minute. And you mix also salt into the water. How much salt? There's no specific amount, except when you taste it, it'll taste like a mildly salty ocean. If you're familiar with ocean water or salty water, that's what you're looking for. Just a little less than the very salty ocean. Otherwise, it'll be too salty. But you're heading for salty because the rice will otherwise not have the required flavor. All right, let me show you the halfway cooked or al dente or parboiled. I mean, I prepared this. So this is how it looks like. There we go. Al dente. And I'm going to show you the trick to find out whether or not the rice is ready for you to remove from the water. Okay, here we go. You have here the rice kernels, and you're going to break them. You're going to break one of them between your fingers. And it's a soft break. However, it's still slightly hard in the middle. There we go. I broke this kernel. It's soft outside, just ever so slightly hard inside. And that's exactly what you're looking for. Perfectly cooked rice for step 1. Okay, so we have that. We're going to put it aside just for now. We will continue cooking. I will be now roasting the spices. All right, I'm going to start with the oil. With the vegetable oil of your choice, I chose olive oil, or you can also choose clarified butter, otherwise known as ghee. All right, meaning no milk solids. Otherwise, you can use olive oil or vegetable oil of your choice. Okay, I'm going to pour it. There we go. And we're going to start to add the spices. Okay, there we go. I'm going to show you the cardamom. I actually pounded the cardamom in order for the pods to open, and you can see that the seeds are available as well as the outside skin. There we go. We have a lot. We're going to use only half of them for this amount, according to the recipe. All right, so I'm going to add about 4. There we go. And we're going to add the cassia stick. The cassia stick is like a cinnamon stick. The only thing is, the difference being that cassia you use for cooking, although you use cinnamon for cooking as well. But in the Gulf area and in India, as well as in Iran, they use the cassia stick. It's not used to drink tea from it or anything like that. It's just used for cooking in very small amounts. Now the cinnamon that you from Ceylon, that you can drink and eat as much as you want. All right, so let's put that in, and it's going to be frying as well. All right, so we're going to add also, and it's called for in the cookbook, we have the Arabic spice. Actually, it's the Emirati spice mixture called the Bizarre. For this particular recipe, there are at least 8 or 12 or 20 ingredients, different spices. And the recipe is in my cookbook if you want to replicate it. Otherwise, you can buy it online under the name of Arabic spices. Okay, now I'm going to put about 1 teaspoon, more or less. There we go. And I'm going to also add the cumin. For those of you who want to see this, look at it a little closer. This is your cumin, or in German, Kreuzkümmel. There we go. And we're going to simply pour all that into the oil. And it's actually frying slowly. And we're going to also add some of the coriander seeds. Have a look at the coriander seeds. Isn't this lovely? And the fragrance, as soon as it touches the oil, it will burst, and the fragrance are just exquisite. So there we go. Now I would like the cameraman, or actually the camera woman, to come just a little closer and to show you it's actually frying slowly. That's exactly, some would call it roasting, but it's not a dry roast. This is done with oil. All right, this is for all the fragrances, and now they're exuding. Now, as soon as you can smell it, it's just so Emirati. I love the fragrance. Okay, just a little more. Just a little more. Okay, and now we're going to add the sliced onions. There we go. We are at medium-low fire. And we're going to add, this is optional in the recipe. It does not tell you to either add the paprika here or the red bell pepper, or to use it as a, or decorate your rice dish. It's simply there for you to choose if you wish to add it or decorate the rice with. All right, there we go. In we go. We're going to just ever so slightly fry it. Not too long, just until the onion has softened. We're going to, yeah, we are now at medium-low. We were at very low before. Now, if you're wondering why I'm so warm, because it's very hot today. I think we're close to about 27, 28 or 29 degrees, plus the spotlights, the camera lights. All right, the studio lights as well. All right, so we're almost ready. I'm going to ask again my camera lady to come a little closer. See? It's just lovely. There we go. And if you could smell it, you will be able to actually smell the signature of Emirati spices for the rice. That is so part of the staple. It's a main staple, actually, almost, across the United Arab Emirates, or in the entire Gulf area for that matter. Okay, so we're actually ready. Now, we talked about the pre-cooked al dente basmati rice. There we go. We're going to add it into the spices. But before we add it, we're going to add a little water, which is what I'm going to get now. All right, we're only going to add enough water to cover the spices. All right, would you like to show, Samara? There we go. So, and now I'm going to increase the heat to medium, about 50%. And we're going to simply add the rice. This is going to be such a delightful dish. In fact, you could eat it for dinner or for lunch or as a snack in between. You can take it to work. No need to add any meat unless you'd like to add a piece of chicken or beef or the meat of your choice, lamb meat or camel meat. So there we go. And now what we're going to do is gently mix it in order not to break the kernels. Now you can see that the liquid and the spices are being fused into the rice. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely mixture. not much to do. And what you're going to do, you can either leave it uncovered or you cover it and slightly ajar. Just leave it slightly open or slightly ajar, and you increase it up to maybe 55% heat, and you leave it there for the next 10 or 15 minutes. Now we have prepared magic for you. In fact, I prepared the rice for you. This is in order to expedite the cooking process, and you're going to learn to decorate the rice as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is plate it. And you can choose either a round platter or a rectangular platter. That's your choice. In this case, I chose a rectangular, but when you're in the Emirates, you're going to most often than not see a round platter. Okay, so here I have this is the best utensil or tool that you can use in the kitchen, because it's actually a very light method of scooping the rice without breaking the kernels. So there you see the rice has now fused in with these spices, and the fragrance is still there. The rice is semi-warm. And if you have kernels going on the side, don't worry about it. You can always collect them. And you keep all the spices and even your cassia or your cinnamon stick too. You can leave it there just to show everyone, if you wish, that you used cassia or cinnamon. It's actually called cassia, but some are not familiar with it, so you can always call it cinnamon and explain to them that it's not the same as cinnamon, but very similar. So, and now what we're going to do is simply bring it up again, just to decorate it in such a way, just to make it look elegant, presentable. This is for about 3 to 4 people. And as you know, Emiratis, they prefer to use their right hand to eat. Of course, many use utensils or tools as well, but traditionally, they will use their hands, their right hand. And that's the hand that they eat with. All right, this is one way of decorating. You can decorate it any way you wish. And now what we have, I've actually pre-soaked saffron, half a teaspoon of saffron with 2 tablespoons of water, and I pounded the saffron into powder. That's when it will exude the flavor. And look at this, you will see the yellow color on the rice. I'm going to add a little more so you can actually see it. Tastes exquisite. Yes, we know it's very, very expensive. I'm going to add everything. There we go. It's just so lovely. And the flavor, oh, you just cannot beat it. You have to have rice with saffron. Now, the saffron that I order comes from Iran. You can order it online if you wish. Or you can order from your contact, meaning I just make sure that it is authentic and it is from Iran. All right, what we have here are seeds from pomegranate, fresh and absolutely exquisite. It goes so well with the rice. That's actually came a little later. This is not traditional Emirati, but it's been used the last 5 or even 10 years. Prior to that, pomegranates were a luxury. All right, so now I'm going to just simply pour the pomegranate seeds around the rice. There we go. And as I said, it's going to be to your heart's content. You can actually decorate it any way you wish. And we have another glass. There. And this will give you a very elegant dish. And it's so quick and so fast to make. And it looks like you've spent a lot of time, but you didn't. All right, now what we're going to do is simply sprinkle chopped coriander and chopped parsley together, just around it. There we go. You see all the colors? Isn't this lovely? The influence this is Iranian influence, this is Indian influence, and the Emirati cuisine is a fusion between Emirati, between Indian cuisine and Iranian cuisine. All right, we have a few leaves. I have parsley leaves, which you can place here simply on top. And you can leave the cassia just there, just to show that you use cassia if you wish. Otherwise, you can remove it. And I'm going to just simply leave it there. Ah, we have another leaf. Yes, we do. We have a few more. Maybe I should just, there we go. All right. This makes it just beautiful. All right. I'm just going to sprinkle just a few of the pomegranate seeds on top. There we go. And if you wish, you can always add walnuts or pistachios. Actually, more pistachios than walnuts. But I would leave it at just the way it is now, or you decorate it to your heart's content. Now, you would like to replicate this recipe? My book. My book is available everywhere. I know I'm advertising, but I am because I've been asked so often where to get the book. It's actually available in Dubai. And you can order it if you live outside of the United Arab Emirates. You can order it international, free shipping if you order 3 books from booksarabia.com, and you can replicate all the recipes inside this book. I will be showing you one recipe after another, and every now and then I'm going to print some of the recipes so you can have a jump start and get all excited in getting the book and replicating all the other recipes. Okay, now with this thought in mind, I'm going to say thank you so much for coming and for attending. I love to have you on board, and the more the merrier. And if you have any questions, please ask. I'll be able to answer them any given time. All right. Much love. Take care. Next week.